Hi, I'm Kim from High Prairie Library. Today we're going to make this Among Us Crewmate keychain. Here are the supplies you'll need to get started. First, get the pattern with the crewmate's body and the visor, some black thread, a needle, your keychain, scissors, red felt for the body, blue or gray felt for the visor, and something to trace with. I just grabbed a Sharpie so it'd be easier for you to see, but a pencil should work just fine. Once you've cut out your pattern, place it on the felt. You'll need 2 of these body pieces, so put your pattern off to one side to make sure you have enough for 2, and maybe a little extra in case you make a mistake. Trace around your pattern, and then once you're done, you can cut it out. If you're really clever, you could just pin this to your felt and fold it in half and cut it all out at once. I'm not as clever, so I'm just going to trace it twice and cut it out. Once you have your 2 pieces for the body for your crewmate, figure out which way you want it to face. I'm going to have mine face this direction. You can flip it over though. You can try your mask on to see how that works. And then we're going to set the top piece aside. Next, we're going to be attaching this keychain to what will be the inside of the body. So we're going to start our needle on this side to go through, and that will help hide the knot later. Take some of your black thread and thread the needle. I've doubled my thread so it's a little bit stronger. And if you need help threading a needle, just look in our instructions and we'll have a link for you. So you're going to tie a knot in your thread by wrapping it around your finger and kind of rolling it together. Roll it off your finger and then pull it tight. We're going to go through the top part of the head here. There's a little bit left over so that I can tie a knot at the end, make it even stronger. And we're going to come back through just above it. Okay. Now I'm going to poke my needle through the bottom of this hoop. Right there. That'll be our keychain. So now that's on there, and I'm going to go through a second time. And come back through the top. Go into the hoop. Come back out. Through the hoop one more time. And do this as many times as you need until you feel you have a good, secure attachment. Alright, coming back through the last time, so now I'm on the inside again. There's my ring. I'm going to cut this off. And I'm going to tie these 2 together. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use the overstitch to sew these 2 pieces together. And I'm going to be leaving a little gap near the top so I can put some stuffing in it. So if you have stuffing at home, like a cotton ball or any kind of fill, you can use that. What I'm going to do, because I don't have either of those things, is I'm going to cut my leftover felt into tiny pieces and I'm going to stuff it in there just to make the body a little thicker. So here I have my needle and thread. I've already tied the knot, and I want that knot to be hidden. So I'm going to start my first stitch just in this top piece. I'm not going to go all the way through. So I'm going to put my first stitch right in here and pull that in. Oops. And it's totally gotten tangled on the keychain. There we go. So now you can see that knot will be on the inside. So I'm just going to tuck that down. Make sure everything's lined up. All right, Now for the overstitch, you gotta hold this tightly. You're gonna go over to the back. So you're gonna go through the back piece here. Back to the front, and you're gonna come through. And again, we'll have links to other videos on this if you need some extra help. So I've gone all the way through both sides. I'm gonna go over again to the back, through both pieces, come through, and over again. And if you want a thicker line like on the art for Among Us, you can always put your pieces closer together. And if you run out partway through, that's okay. We can just start with another piece. So now I'm here at the backpack, and I'm gonna follow the edge of the backpack. All the way around. And when we're all done with this, at the very end, I'm going to use the back stitch again along the backpack right here, just to make a nice line. And if you want, you could also put it around the legs so you can see that there's two separate legs there, or if you want to separate the legs from the body at all. Okay. So just do this all the way around, and again, remember, if you want to add some stuffing, leave a little opening here at the end. Okay, I've reached the point where I'm at the visor now, and I don't want to get this, I don't want to do this overstitch on the visor itself, especially because it's sticking out a bit. So I'll show you what I'll do. I'm going to poke it through here in the back, and I'm just going to kind of wiggle it under that blue visor and do the overstitch that way. And it's kind of tricky right where the other thread is, but once you get past that, it should be a little easier. And remember, if you want to stuff this, leave a little opening near the top to get that stuffing in. You can kind of see how I've gotten that right there under the visor. And then when you lay the visor over it, you can't see it. So here you can see some of the stuffing I've made just by cutting up the felt. And all I did was kind of wad it up and shove it in the little hole that I left on top. And a pencil kind of helped get it down by the legs and stuff. And then I mushed it around to flatten it out. And that gave it just a little bit more shape. And once you have your crewmate looking how you like it, you can go ahead and finish with the overhand stitch and keep going all the way around. Like so. You can even reinforce that keychain by putting another stitch through it if you like. And then once you get to the end, you can just put your stitch through the back side of the felt, just the back piece and not the front, and that way you can hide the knot under it again. Stitch. Okay, and now I'm just going to poke it in through the back here, but not all the way through the front. And I'll do that a second time to kind of create that little loop that I can knot with. There's the loop. And there we go. Tighten that up. And then you can trim that thread off. And if you want, you can try to use the back end of the needle to kind of tuck that knot inside so you don't really see it. Alright, so next what we're going to do, I just noticed mine looks a little sad. I put his visor on crooked, so he looks like he's going to get tossed out of the airlock or something. Anyway, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use the back stitch to make another line right there on the backpack, and then we'll be done. Or you can be done now if you like it like that. Thank you for joining me today to make this Crewmate keychain. For those of you who are fans of murder and deception, I wanted to recommend the book Killing November. In this book, November is sent to a school where students are trained in the art of deception, creating poisons, and knife throwing. But someone has started murdering the students, and November has to figure out who it is before she is killed or accused of murder herself. If you like space travel, I wanted to recommend Honor Among Thieves. In this book, Zara, a petty thief, is selected by a living alien spaceship to go aboard, and things aren't quite always what they seem. I hope you enjoy these books, and I hope you enjoy your keychain. Bye.